scariest mental health state isn't breaking down, it's functioning like nothing's wrong. Happy Monday, Mon family. And honestly, I think this conversation matters even more right now because it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And a lot of people talk about mental health when it's loud, when it's visible, but not when it looks like this. The quiet one, the one I'm still showing up, but I don't feel like myself kind. This episode isn't for when you feel motivated. It's not for when life feels put together. This is for the days where you still have to go to work, you still have to answer to people, you still have to show up, but mentally you're not okay. And if you said to yourself, yeah, I have to keep going, but I don't feel like myself, that's okay. And the craziest part is that nobody can really tell when you're in that state.
This is MON, still showing up.
Hosted by Denise.
All right, Mon family. So let's get into everybody's favorite time, the Mon stories. Don't forget to keep sharing them. But let's get started with this first one. Somebody said, yeah, I had one of those mornings. I woke up late, already off. Then somehow I used my face wash as a toothpaste. How does somebody do that? Then I'm driving and I hit every single red light. I feel that. Now I'm extra late, so I'm like, let me at least grab coffee. Tell me why the Starbucks line was 25 minutes long, and at that point I had two options, go home or keep going. So yeah, I walked in late, coffee in hand, looking a mess, but I still showed up. You know what? I'm proud of you because in real life, right, it's not about, the perfect morning aesthetics because life happens, or for those perfect morning routines. I mean, if it's face wash, toothpaste, that's okay. Red lights, what matters is that you are still showing up for yourself and you're here listening to Mon. So kudos to you and hopefully your day turned around. Now, this next Mon story, somebody said, hi, Delis, this is Amanda from Connecticut. And I had a wake up moment this weekend at a wedding. Tell me why somebody showed up in white. Oh, no, no, no. And the craziest part, it was her aunt. So now I'm sitting there like, okay, maybe it's an accident. Maybe it's cream. But here's where it gets good. The bride didn't say anything. She just moved her from one of the main tables to all the way to the corner. And I'm not going to lie, that was the quietest, most savage move I've ever seen. But it really made me think because how do you know the rule and still decide to break it? And yeah, she showed up in white, but the bride, she showed up better because sometimes showing up isn't about what people do to you, it's about how you choose to respond. Okay, Mercedes, I have a question. Be honest. For your wedding, would she even make it in?
Nah, I'm throwing mine on you and I'm kicking you out. You ain't coming to my wedding.
Okay. So if you're listening to this and you're invited to Mercedes' wedding, she's not going to move you to a corner. I feel like you're not even going to get in. You're going to be a mess and it's going to be on Mod Podcast because I'm going to be recording. Oh my God, Mercedes, I'm going to go with the tripod and just record everybody's outfits.
Yeah, you should do
A red carpet event at her wedding. So make sure you have a good outfit.
Yeah,
We judging you, but don't wear white, okay? Honestly, let me tell you something. If you are a wedding guest, don't wear white. I've seen this happen so many times, or even cream, or even closest to the color or shade. Stop trying to take the moment away from the bride. I mean, the bride's going to look amazing. I'm sure, Mercedes is going to look stunning. But at the end of the day, stop trying to call attention, you attention-seeking whore. At that point, that's all I got to say. But anyways, I'm just very passionate about that. Right, Mercedes? Yeah, we're passionate about that. I don't know how it went from, that's a good story to share, especially since Mercedes' wedding is like 3 weeks away. But thank you again for sharing your Mon story. Remember the Mon story links. It's linked in my Instagram. It's also linked in the YouTube channel. And make sure to subscribe. Let's ground this for a second. Today we're going to be talking about mental health, but over 1 billion people deal with mental health challenges. And I was reading that over in the United States, 60 million adults experience it every single year. So if you feel off, if you feel heavy, if you feel disconnected, even in a good season, you're not crazy, you're not alone, and you're definitely not the only one functioning, but not okay. Now, I really want to call out what this actually looks like, right? And let me paint this picture clearly because mental health struggles don't always look like breakdowns. Sometimes it looks like you're getting everything done, but you feel nothing while doing it. You're tired, but no matter how much sleep you get, you're still tired. Or you're around people, but you feel completely disconnected, like you're watching your life from the outside. Or you snap over those little things and then you feel guilty. Or you overthink at night and you zone out during conversations. You scroll, and not because you care, but because you're trying to escape your own thoughts. And people think the first sign is usually when you're at that breakdown point, but it's not. It's waking up tired, brain fog, low energy, irritability, feeling off, but not knowing why. And from the outside, like I said, you look fine, but internally, you're literally running on empty. If you're dealing with any of this, let's get into why we actually feel like this and why this happens, because this doesn't come out of nowhere. It slowly starts building quietly. I've mentioned this before, the fight or flight, and it's meant for short moments, like for real danger. You're always on, if you're always reachable, if you're always holding things in, always being the strong one, that system, it doesn't turn off. So your brain literally just starts acting different. The part that handles fear feels louder, or the part that helps you focus, it feels weaker. And the part that helps you regulate your emotions gets tired. That's why you feel overwhelmed, numb, or mentally drained, even when you're still getting everything done. And let me say something that might hit, a little bit different. A lot of you aren't just tired from life. You're tired from being the strong one, the one that everybody vents to, but nobody checks on, the one who listens, but doesn't release, what you're going through. So your brain isn't just processing your life, it's literally carrying everyone else's too. And I don't think that's a weakness. That's just a mental overload. And let's think about it this way. It's like your brain is literally buffering and you're just like, hello, are we loading today or are we just stuck? Now, when you are feeling like this and you're like, okay, what do I need to do? And first things first, I'm not going to give you this advice you can fix your whole day. That's literally too much pressure. We're just going to make things a little bit lighter. And one of the first things is always lower the bar and ask yourself, what's the bare minimum that I need to do today? Not your full potential, not your best self, just enough. Whether that's one task, one response, that counts. You could also treat yourself like you matter. And let me say this clearly, you take better care of other people than you do yourself. You treat yourself like somebody you are responsible of taking care of. Some of you are mentally drained because you're trying to be everything for everyone and nothing for yourself. You don't need to answer to everything immediately. You don't need to be available all the time. You are allowed to have space. And when you're feeling like this, also speak up. If something still is bothering you after 24 hours, that's not you being dramatic. That's literally your body saying, hey, this matters. Stop ignoring yourself to keep the peace. That's like when I'm shopping. If I want something after 24 hours, I typically buy it. You've ever heard that? Yeah. But another thing that you can do is check your inner voice, that voice in your head, the one that says you're not doing enough, you should be doing better, or the voice that's telling you you're falling behind. That voice, it's not true. It's pressure. And that pressure is very loud, but it's not always right. Another thing, when you feel like you're spiraling, interrupt the spiral. When your mind is racing, don't try to control everything, just interrupt it. Even if it's one small thing. What's one thing that's okay right now when you're feeling like you're spiraling? And that's how you bring yourself back. Or just move, not a full workout, just move, walk, stretch, take a step outside. Your body needs to signal that you are safe. So these are some of the things that I recommend when you're feeling like you're not your best or you want to just, recharge and reset. Doing one of those things is something that will really take that load off of you. And here's something that will bring you to peace immediately when you're feeling like this too. You cannot control people, timing, outcomes, and how others treat you, but you can control how you respond, what you give energy to, how you speak to yourself, your next step. You don't need to control everything. You just need to control enough to get through today and what's within your control. To go a little bit deeper when you are going through things, I want you to think about the story that I'm going to tell you. There's a story in the Bible about the prophet Elijah, and I speak about him a lot. And this story is he just had experienced a huge victory. But right after that, everything shifted. Fear, pressure, the threat, right? He was completely overwhelmed. He ran into the wilderness and under a tree, he said, I have had enough. He was exhausted, and we've all been like him, mentally and emotionally drained. What did God do? He didn't correct him. He didn't tell him to be stronger or to have more faith. God just let him rest. And that's sometimes what you need, right? He sent an angel who gave him food and water and let him sleep. And it's funny thinking about that. After that, he restored him. He gave him direction. He walked him forward. Even strong people break sometimes. And when they do, God doesn't respond with judgment. He responds with gentleness. And what does that mean for you? That means that if you are overwhelmed, burned out, or like you've quietly had enough, you're not failing. You're human and you might just need a reset. And when God sees that, He will meet you in that space, not to push you, but to support you. Sometimes it looks like a reset, and sometimes it looks like people showing up for you. And faith doesn't mean you never struggle, it means that you're not alone in it. So, if this is one of those seasons for you, be honest about it and take care of yourself in real ways and trust that God can work through both your faith and your healing. And Mon family, as you're listening to this, if you're going through this, I just want you to know that I'm here. I really am, right? As you're listening, I love you, although I might not know some of you. I know what it feels like to carry things quietly, to show up when you don't feel okay. And the fact that you're still here listening, that says a lot about you. And when your mind feels out of control, don't try to control everything. Just control the next step, the next thought, the next small action. And listen, you already survived 100% of your hardest days. You've carried seasonal heaviness and Monday stress before, and you're still here. And that's real resilience. You don't have to feel motivated or joyful today just because, it's May. You're allowed to move on your own pace. And I'm going to give you some May affirmations and let them, land a little gently and say, I am allowed to feel heavy in a season that feels light. My pace is valid even when it doesn't match the calendar. I release what I cannot control and focus on what I can. My nervous system is learning safely, one gentle moment at a time. I am stronger than this temporary overload. I am worthy of the rest and kindness exactly as I am. This season does not define me. I am growing through it. So this Monday, and if you have to pause and say those affirmations 10 times, do it. Don't ask, why do I feel like this? Ask, what do I need right now? So don't let this moment convince you that you are weak. You're not falling apart. You're just carrying a lot. And the fact that you're still here, still showing up, still trying, that counts. And remember, I will be here, same time, same place, still showing up. Bye now.